Imagine for a moment that the present is not just a fleeting point in time, but a vast, infinite ocean of possibilities. A space where the tides of life, the pull of the universe, and the rhythm of your heartbeat all align. Right now, this very instant, is a moment of profound potential alive, vibrant and fully within your grasp. Yet how often do we wait for the right time, the right condition, or the right moment to begin? The present moment is often overlooked in our daily lives as we're conditioned to focus on what's coming next or what has already happened. We constantly anticipate the future, making plans and waiting for the right time. Or we ruminate on the past, thinking of what could have been. In doing so, we miss out on the profound truth that the present moment is, in fact, infinite. It is not just a brief passage between past and future, it is an expansive, boundless reality that holds all the richness of life. When we speak of the present moment being infinite, we mean that it is not limited by time or space. Unlike the past, which is fixed and no longer exists, and the future, which is an unknown, the present moment is ever-changing, alive with potential and full of opportunities. The present is the only real thing we ever experience. It is where life happens. It is where we are. To truly understand the infinity of the present, we must begin by recognizing that time itself is a construct. It doesn't exist outside of our perception of it. We measure time in increments, seconds, minutes, hours, but in reality, time flows uninterrupted. Each moment, though it may seem fleeting, stretches into eternity. This realization invites us to slow down and pay attention to the present. Our minds, so often racing with thoughts of the past or future, rarely settle in the now. Yet when we bring our awareness back to the present, we notice something extraordinary. It is a space of infinite possibilities. In the present, we are not limited by what we did or didn't do in the past, nor are we bound by the uncertainty of the future. We are free. We have the ability to create, to act, to change our perception, and to connect with the world around us. The beauty of the present moment is that it is always available to us, regardless of external circumstances. No matter what is happening in your life, you can always find a point of stillness in the present. The present is a place where you are free from judgment, expectation, and fear. It's a space of pure experience where you can simply be. And in this space, you begin to realize that the present moment is not just a small segment of time, but the entire universe manifesting right here, right now. In this moment, everything is connected. We often separate ourselves from the world around us, but when we are truly present, we recognize that we are part of something much larger. The air we breathe, the ground beneath our feet, the sounds in the distance, all of it is part of the infinite web of the present moment. And when we experience life in this way, we realize that there is no need to rush, no need to push against time, because the moment is all we need. Moreover, the present moment is not just infinite in its duration, but in its depth. There are layers to the now that we often overlook in our busyness. The more we tune into the present, the more we begin to notice the subtle richness it offers. The sensations we feel, the thoughts we have, the people we meet, all of these are part of the endless potential the present holds. There is no shortage of experiences available to us in this very moment, whether they are ordinary or extraordinary. The ordinary moments, drinking a cup of coffee, walking through the park, talking to a friend, are just as infinite as the grand moments in life, like achieving a lifelong dream or falling in love. When we embrace the idea that the present moment is infinite, we stop searching for meaning elsewhere. We no longer need to wait for some distant point in time to experience fulfillment or happiness. We realize that happiness, contentment, and peace are not found in the future, but in the richness of the present moment. By letting go of our fixation on what comes next, or what is behind us, we open ourselves to the endless potential that exists right here, right now. The present moment, in its infinite nature, offers us the freedom to be fully alive. It invites us to experience life as it is, without the weight of past regrets or future anxieties. When we accept the present as it is, we step into a realm of endless possibility, where life unfolds organically, and we are free to embrace it in all its fullness. The present moment is not just a small, insignificant fragment of time. It is the vast, limitless canvas on which life is painted, over and over again. And in this canvas we are both the artist and the creation, continuously unfolding and experiencing the beauty of now. The concept of a perfect time is something we often chase after, waiting for the stars to align or the conditions to be just right before we take action. Whether it's starting a new project, making a life change, or pursuing a dream, we are conditioned to believe that there is a perfect moment that will arrive, offering us the ideal circumstances. We tell ourselves, I'll wait until I have more money, more experience, more time, or until things settle down. However, the reality is that the perfect time is a myth. It doesn't exist in any tangible form, and if we wait for it, we may spend our entire lives in a perpetual state of waiting, missing the opportunities that the present moment holds. The truth is, life is always unfolding, and there will always be reasons to postpone, to wait for a better time, or to justify inaction. If we wait for everything to be perfectly aligned, we may never act at all. The conditions for success, growth, or change are rarely ideal, and the quest for the perfect time can often be an excuse for procrastination, fear, or self-doubt. In truth, perfection is subjective, and there is no universally perfect moment, only the one you create through action and intention. Waiting for the perfect time also robs us of the opportunity to learn and grow. Life is a continuous process of trial and error, of stumbling, learning, and adapting. It's in the imperfections, the mistakes, and the moments of failure where the greatest lessons lie. If we hold out for perfection, we miss out on the richness that comes from engaging with the messiness of life. It is in those imperfect moments that we are often forced to stretch beyond our comfort zones, to innovate, and to build resilience. Growth doesn't happen in the absence of struggle, it thrives in the presence of challenge and change. Furthermore, the idea of the perfect time often keeps us tethered to a future that never materializes. When we focus too much on waiting for some future moment, we become disconnected from the present. We miss the gifts of now, the opportunities, the connections, and the experiences that are available to us right here, right now. The more we focus on a future that is always just out of reach, the more we bypass the present, which is the only time we can actually act and create. The perfect time also leads to a kind of perfectionism that holds us back. It's easy to get trapped in the idea that we must be fully prepared, fully ready, and fully capable before we take any steps forward. This mindset, while well-intentioned, often leads to inaction. The truth is, no one is ever fully prepared for everything life will throw their way, and waiting until you feel completely ready can leave you standing still while the world continues to move forward. Every great endeavor, whether personal, professional, or creative, begins with uncertainty. It requires taking the first step even when you don't have all the answers, and it demands a willingness to learn as you go. Moreover, the idea that there is a perfect time creates unnecessary pressure. We place unrealistic expectations on ourselves, thinking that everything has to line up just so for us to move forward. This pressure can be paralyzing, making us feel like we're not allowed to make a move unless everything is in place. In reality, life doesn't work that way. The perfect time is often an illusion, a concept created by our fears and doubts. The truth is, the more you wait for it, the more it will elude you. What truly matters is the willingness to act in the face of imperfection. There will always be uncertainties, risks, and challenges, but it is in overcoming them that we truly live. By recognizing that there is no perfect time, we open ourselves up to the reality of the present, where action becomes the key to transformation. Every moment we wait is a moment lost in pursuit of something that doesn't truly exist. The secret, then, is to stop waiting for the ideal conditions and start moving. The time to act is now. The conditions, while never perfect, can always be worked with. The opportunities that lie in the present are available to us if we choose to seize them. Waiting for the perfect time often means waiting for something that will never come, but stepping into the present moment with courage, uncertainty, and readiness to face whatever comes your way is the only real path to growth, fulfillment, and success. Perfection is not found in ideal conditions, it is found in the willingness to take the leap no matter what. Living in the moment is something that many of us struggle to fully grasp. In a world that is constantly moving, where we're always multitasking, planning, and worrying about what's next, it becomes easy to forget that the only true moment we have is the one we're currently experiencing. Our minds wander to the future, anticipating what's coming, or we get lost in the past, replaying events and regrets over and over again. But the truth is, the only place where life truly unfolds is in the present. To live in the moment is to embrace the fullness of now and to be deeply aware of everything happening around and within us. When we talk about living in the moment, it's not just about being physically present in the here and now, it's about fully immersing ourselves in the experience of being alive. It's about stopping long enough to recognize the sights, sounds, and sensations that make up our day-to-day lives. The rushing around, the distractions, the constant connectivity to work, social media, and other people, these all take us out of the moment. They cloud our ability to simply be. But when we learn to let go of all those distractions and focus on what is happening right now, we discover a deep sense of peace and clarity that is often hidden beneath the surface. Living in the moment doesn't mean we stop planning for the future or reflecting on the past. It means that we stop letting the future or past consume us to the point where we miss what's happening right now. We can still make plans and learn from past experiences, but we don't allow those thoughts to take us away from the present. It's about balance, being mindful of what has happened and what might come, while also appreciating and engaging fully in the present moment. Too often we let our minds become consumed with worries about what could go wrong or fantasies about what could go right. We are so preoccupied with imagining future scenarios that we forget to savor the present. In fact, the more we live in the future, the less we experience the joy and peace that comes from the moment we're living. Living in the moment means letting go of the constant mental chatter about what is or isn't going to happen, and simply taking in what's around us without judgment or expectation. There is a profound beauty in the present moment that can be found if we take the time to notice it. Whether it's the warmth of the sun on our skin, the sound of leaves rustling in the wind, or the laughter of a friend, the present moment is full of small, yet significant joys. It's easy to overlook these simple things when we're too busy or distracted, but when we consciously choose to pay attention, we realize how rich life is. The act of living in the moment means being receptive to life's ordinary wonders, appreciating them, and allowing them to fill us with gratitude. Moreover, living in the moment is not just about being aware of the external world around us, but also about tuning into our inner experience. We are often so caught up in our to-do lists, our responsibilities, and the demands of others that we forget to check in with ourselves. How do we feel? What's happening inside us at this very moment? When we take the time to pause and simply notice our thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations, we gain clarity about our inner state. Living in the moment means being attuned to what's going on within us, whether it's a sense of joy, tension, or discomfort. By being present with ourselves, we create the space for growth, healing, and self-awareness. Living in the moment also teaches us to let go of the need for control. The future is uncertain, and the past is beyond our influence, but the present is ours to shape. This realization can be incredibly liberating. When we stop trying to control every detail of our lives and let go of the pressure to predict or manipulate outcomes, we open ourselves up to spontaneity, creativity, and a greater sense of freedom. Life becomes less about striving to achieve and more about experiencing. We stop trying to get somewhere and start appreciating the journey itself. There's a sense of surrender that comes with living in the moment. It's not about passivity or giving up on our dreams and aspirations, but about embracing the present as it is. It's about accepting life's uncertainties, understanding that things may not always go as planned, and finding peace in the unfolding of each moment. When we are fully present, we are better able to respond to life as it comes, rather than react out of fear, habit, or anxiety. To live in the moment is to break free from the illusion of time, where the past and future hold power over us. It's about realizing that the only time we truly have is now. In that awareness, we discover that we can fully embrace life's potential. The present moment is where all change occurs, where we can make the choice to shift our perspective, take action, or simply be. And in doing so, we become fully alive, present, and engaged in the miracle of now. When we think about time, we often see ourselves as separate from it, passengers simply riding along, waiting for something to happen. We see ourselves as existing within time, as if time is a force that moves us forward, relentlessly pulling us through one moment to the next. But the truth is, we are not merely moving through time, we are an intrinsic part of it. We are not separate from the moment, but are the very embodiment of it. We are the moment itself, alive and fully present in the unfolding of every second. And to recognize that you are the moment is to understand that you are not merely witnessing life as it happens, you are the point at which life is happening. Every thought you have, every breath you take, every decision you make is an expression of the universe unfolding in real time. In this sense, time and you are inseparable. The idea that we are passive observers is an illusion. We are active participants in the creation of each moment. When you truly understand this, it becomes clear that you are the moment, and the moment is you. This awareness shifts our perspective on life. Rather than waiting for something to happen, you realize that life is already happening through you. Every action, every experience, and every emotion is part of the greater tapestry of existence. The present moment is not just something that passes by, it is alive and dynamic, and you are the force that brings it to life. The more fully we embrace this idea, the more connected we become to the flow of existence. In a world that often emphasizes external achievements and future success, it can be easy to forget that the true essence of life is not found in the distant future or the distant past. It is right here, in the present. You are the expression of everything that has come before you, and you are the foundation upon which everything after you will be built. You are the culmination of your past experiences, your memories, and your actions, but you are also the point at which all future possibilities begin. In this sense, the moment is not just an interval between two events, but an eternal connection between all that was and all that is to come. The present moment then becomes a place of immense power and potential. By recognizing that you are the moment, you realize that your actions have the ability to shape the course of your life and the world around you. Your choices are not just random occurrences in the flow of time, they are the very building blocks of your reality. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are constantly creating the world through the choices you make, the thoughts you entertain, and the energy you put into each moment. The moment is a mirror, reflecting back to you everything you put into it. If you step into the present with intention and awareness, you begin to see how everything aligns with your deeper truth. To say that you are the moment is also to acknowledge that you are constantly evolving, constantly changing. The moment is never static, it is always in motion, always moving forward, and so are you. Each moment is an opportunity for growth, for transformation, and for new beginnings. Just as the moment holds infinite possibilities, so do you. By understanding that you are part of this ever-evolving flow, you begin to see yourself as more than just a passive participant in life. You are the very force that propels life forward. This realization also brings a profound sense of responsibility. If you are the moment, then how you show up in the present has a ripple effect on everything around you. Your energy, your attitude, and your presence have the power to impact others and shape the world in ways you might not always see. By embracing this truth, you take ownership of your life and your role in the grand scheme of things. You no longer wait for life to come to you, you actively engage with it. The present moment is a canvas and you are the artist. How you choose to paint your life is up to you. Moreover, when you understand that you are the moment, you realize that you don't need to wait for some ideal future or perfect condition to start living fully. The idea of waiting for the right time is a barrier that keeps you from experiencing life as it is. The moment you are in is the right time. The circumstances, no matter how imperfect, are exactly what you need to move forward. There is no need to wait for external validation, perfect conditions, or a particular set of circumstances to begin living fully. You are the moment, and by stepping into it, you unlock the power to create, to act, and to transform. The moment is not something that happens to you, it is something that happens through you. And the more you realize this, the more you step into your own power and embrace your connection to the universe. Every moment is an invitation to become more fully yourself, to express the fullness of who you are, and to live with intention and presence. When you recognize that you are the moment, you stop looking for something outside of yourself to complete you. You realize that the present is all you need. And in this realization, you become free to be fully, powerfully, and authentically you. Seizing the moment is one of the most powerful and transformative actions we can take in life. In a world filled with distractions, uncertainties, and a constant rush to accomplish more, it's easy to forget that the present moment holds incredible potential. Seizing the moment means stepping into the now with full awareness and intention, recognizing that this very moment is the only one we truly have. It's about embracing life with both hands, not waiting for a perfect time or the right conditions to start living or to make a change. The present is all we need, and seizing it is how we unlock its power. Often we wait for the right moment to make a decision, pursue a dream, or take action. We tell ourselves that we need more preparation, more time, more experience, or that the stars need to align. But the truth is, there is no perfect time. The moment to act is always now. Waiting for the right time is a form of hesitation, and hesitation can prevent us from making the moves that shape our lives. Life moves forward whether we are ready or not, and by seizing the moment we step into the flow of life, where growth, change, and opportunity await. Seizing the moment requires a mindset shift. It's about trusting yourself enough to take action without waiting for every detail to fall into place. It's about accepting that uncertainty is a part of life, and rather than letting fear hold you back, you choose to act in spite of it. When you seize the moment, you stop looking for guarantees or perfect conditions. You understand that action is what moves you forward, and even if things don't go as planned, the act of stepping forward opens new doors, presents new lessons, and ultimately leads to growth. The power of seizing the moment lies in its immediacy. The present is all we have. It's easy to get lost in thoughts of what might be, or regrets about what has already passed. But living in this way means we miss the richness of the present, which is where true opportunity exists. Every moment holds the possibility of transformation, of choosing to take a new path, or to make a change. By seizing the moment, you take control of your life, rather than letting circumstances dictate your path. Living in the moment also requires us to let go of perfectionism. We often think that in order to act, we need everything to be just right. But this mindset keeps us stuck. Perfection is an illusion, and the pursuit of it can paralyze us. Instead, seizing the moment means embracing imperfection, taking action despite the uncertainty, and trusting that each step forward is a step towards something greater. It's not about waiting for everything to be perfect, but about being willing to engage with the process, however messy or unclear it may be. Seizing the moment also means letting go of the idea of failure as something to be feared. When we take action in the present, we often expect immediate success. But life is not about flawless execution, it's about learning, growing, and evolving. Every moment we act is an opportunity to learn more about ourselves, our choices, and the world around us. Seizing the moment means understanding that failure is not the opposite of success, but part of the journey. It's through mistakes, setbacks, and challenges that we refine our abilities, our resilience, and our wisdom. When you choose to seize the moment, you also choose to embrace the unknown. Life is unpredictable, and we can never fully know what lies ahead. But that's what makes seizing the moment so powerful. It's about trusting that whatever comes next will be part of your journey. It's about accepting that there will be ups and downs, twists and turns, and unexpected challenges. The key is not to let these uncertainties stop you, but to move forward regardless of them, knowing that by taking action, you are opening the door to new experiences, new possibilities, and new perspectives. Seizing the moment also means engaging fully with the world around you. It's not just about taking action in your own life, but about being present with others, with your surroundings, and with the opportunities that exist in the here and now. Every interaction, every opportunity, every challenge is a chance to fully engage with the world, to connect with others, and to create something meaningful. When you seize the moment, you step into a deeper sense of connection with everything around you, knowing that each moment is an integral part of the larger picture of your life. Ultimately, seizing the moment is about taking ownership of your life. It's about realizing that your actions, no matter how small, shape your reality. It's about recognizing that the future is not something that happens to you. It's something you create with every decision you make in the present. By seizing the moment, you take the reins of your own life and choose to live intentionally, making each moment count. It's through action, presence, and awareness that we transform our lives and create the future we desire. Seizing the moment is not just about making big, bold moves. It's about taking whatever step you can in the direction of your dreams, no matter how small. It's about embracing life's flow, trusting the process, and committing to living fully in the here and now. By doing so, you open yourself to all the possibilities that life has to offer, knowing that by living with intention, every moment is an opportunity for growth, discovery, and transformation. Action over waiting is a call to step away from the paralyzing grip of indecision and hesitation and instead embrace the power of movement, progress, and change. In a world filled with uncertainty and constant distractions, it's easy to fall into the trap of waiting for the right time, the perfect conditions, or a sense of readiness that may never come. But the truth is, waiting often keeps us stuck in place, unable to move forward, grow, or create the life we truly desire. Action is the key that unlocks potential, propels us forward, and opens up new possibilities. When we wait for the right moment, we are often waiting for things to fall into place or for external circumstances to align in our favor. We convince ourselves that once we have more information, more time, or more resources, then we'll be ready to take action. But the reality is, these ideal conditions may never come. The perfect time does not exist. Life is unpredictable, and we can never have complete control over every variable. Waiting for everything to line up just right is a way of avoiding action and staying in a comfort zone where nothing changes. But nothing will change if we don't take the first step. Taking action, no matter how small, is what begins the process of transformation. It is the catalyst for progress. Action moves us from a place of uncertainty into the flow of life. When we move, we create momentum, and momentum brings clarity. Often it is only through action that we discover the next step. Waiting for perfect conditions often means delaying progress, but action opens doors we may not have seen before. Every step, no matter how tentative or imperfect, brings us closer to where we want to be. Inaction is not a neutral state, it's a decision to remain stagnant. While waiting, we allow fear, doubt, and the unknown to dictate our lives. Our minds begin to fill with what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. We may fear failure or the possibility that we're not ready, and this fear paralyzes us. But the reality is that waiting doesn't shield us from failure, it often prolongs it. The longer we wait, the more time we give to those fears to grow, and the more we talk ourselves out of taking action. However, failure itself is not something to fear, it's a necessary part of learning and growth. Every failure brings us closer to success, and every action, whether it leads to success or failure, teaches us valuable lessons. Action is also how we learn to trust ourselves. When we take the first step, we build confidence. We prove to ourselves that we are capable of handling challenges, that we are resilient, and that we can handle whatever comes our way. Waiting, on the other hand, leaves us in a state of uncertainty, unsure of our abilities, unsure of the outcome. But by taking action, we build our own sense of agency, which empowers us to keep moving forward, even when we don't have all the answers. Another powerful aspect of action is that it forces us to engage with life in the present. Waiting often involves living in the future or the past, imagining how things could turn out, or regretting what could have been. But action pulls us into the here and now. It forces us to make decisions, adapt to circumstances, and engage with the reality of the moment. When we take action, we stop passively observing life, and we become active participants. The present moment is where all change occurs, and by taking action, we bring our future into the present. It's also important to recognize that not all action has to be grand or dramatic. Often, the most effective actions are small, consistent steps taken over time. These incremental actions, when repeated, create lasting change. Waiting, however, often leads to a build-up of hesitation, which then paralyzes us when we do finally try to move. By taking small, manageable actions, we avoid the overwhelming feeling of needing to do everything at once. It's better to take a small step now than to wait for the perfect step that may never come. Furthermore, Taking action allows us to make mistakes and course correct. If we spend too much time waiting, we don't give ourselves a chance to learn through experience. The road to success is often paved with missteps, but each mistake offers us valuable feedback that helps us refine our path. Waiting for the right time can keep us in a state of paralysis, where we never give ourselves the opportunity to learn and grow. Action, on the other hand, provides us with direct feedback from the world, helping us navigate and adjust. Action also generates energy. When we take steps toward our goals, we build momentum and create a sense of accomplishment. The more we act, the more energy we have to keep going. In contrast, waiting saps our energy as we spend time wondering, worrying, and deliberating instead of doing. The energy of action propels us forward and keeps us engaged with life. In conclusion, action over waiting is the path to progress, growth, and fulfillment. It is the willingness to take the first step even when we don't have all the answers or the perfect plan. It's about trusting that by moving we open ourselves up to new possibilities, lessons, and experiences. Waiting, on the other hand, keeps us stuck in a state of uncertainty, fear, and missed opportunities. The moment to act is now, because when we take action, we move toward the life we truly want to create. In the end, action is what defines us. It's what transforms our dreams into reality and moves us forward, no matter how uncertain the path may seem. Waiting for the perfect time, the ideal conditions, or the right feeling of readiness can hold us back, trapping us in a cycle of inaction. But when we choose to act, no matter how small the step, everything begins to shift. We gain clarity, build momentum, and most importantly, we begin to shape the future we want. So the next time you find yourself waiting for the right moment, remember that the moment is now. The power to change your life, to move forward, and to create something new lies in your hands, and it starts with action. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the fear to go away. Just take the step, however imperfect, and trust that movement will guide you to where you need to be. The time to act is not tomorrow, not next year, but today. Seize the moment and make it count.